Do we have alien bodies in aircraft? That is one of the big questions that they wanted to find out yesterday in a congressional hearing on what they are now calling UAPs, unidentified anomalous phenomenon.
Anomalous.
Phenomena.
Phenomena.
Anomalous.
Now, what they want is some transparency here, saying we're tired of the secrecy that is going on. And there have been a lot of people that have been stepping up lately and saying, yeah, we definitely know. There were a lot of people that had a lot to say. In fact, this isn't the first time that they got together. They've had Senate hearings before. They had former intelligence leaders like John Brennan and John Ratcliffe, who have indicated that UFO technologies might surpass current human capabilities. And Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, the former head of the Pentagon's Anomaly Resolution Office, revealed a program for retrieving alien technology if encountered.
Especially when you talk about big stories, Virginia, like in Area 51, there's a lot of people who believe there was a lot of lying done to the American people.
I do believe in that. I think the Area 51 stuff needs to be transparent and exposed. What the hell happened there?
To the point where they made the guy who found some of the equipment go, in front of the newspaper with different kind of equipment to say it was a weather balloon. And there's people who say this was lies. It didn't go down like the way they reported it.
We know that's a lie.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're saying now. In fact, in the previous hearings they even had the former Defense Intelligence Agency analyst, Dr. James Lakatsky, who claimed that the U.S. possessed a craft of unknown origin without conventional propulsion. And he also said that the Pentagon's NORAD has reported a 600 drone swarm over a U.S. base that have come up. So I guess they've had 600 different encounters with these unidentified drones since 2022.
And the thing that is crazy, some of these flying objects are getting into military spaces where they're not supposed to be there. There's some footage of one next to a military base. It's insane footage. They don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. It's flying right by. It looks like some kind of ship/drone.
Now, I would say what we found out yesterday in this congressional hearing is a little more of the same that we had kind of heard before. So I don't know if there was any bombs that were dropped. Some of the stuff that you heard, they did have a retired Rear Admiral, Dr. Tim.
Which is a weird name. It sounds like it's like some guy who's really great at gay porn.
It's the hardest ranking to achieve.
Admiral Rear?
I'm the
really
Rear
hard.
Admiral.
Yeah.
Brace yourself.
Yeah, you take a lot of crap for a lot of positions. That one you got to take a lot more. It's tough. Tim Gallaudet is his name, and he says that he believed that there was strong evidence that there are non-human beings with higher intelligence. So that went on. One of the big people testifying yesterday was Luis Elizondo. He's a former Defense Department official. He headed a Pentagon program to investigate UAPs, and he said that the government had conducted secret crash site retrieval programs and used the debris in reverse engineering testing to recreate the technology that the government had found.
That dude right there is one of the big dogs in the alien UFO community. Right there. And he's former military.
Yep.
Big dog.
Big dog.
That's it. Here's some of the comments that came out of yesterday's congressional hearings.
Let me be clear. UAP are real. Advanced technologies not made by our government or any other government are monitoring sensitive military installations around the globe. Furthermore, the U.S. is in possession of UAP technologies, as are some of our adversaries. I believe we are in the midst of a multi-decade secretive arms race, one funded by misallocated taxpayer dollars and hidden from our elected representatives and oversight bodies.
Dang.
Although much of my government work on the UAP subject still remains classified, excessive secrecy has led to grave misdeeds against loyal civil servants, military personnel, and the public, all to hide the fact that we are not alone in the cosmos.
We ain't alone.
Wow.
We ain't alone, y'all. I'm telling you.
He sounds legit, y'all.
Look,
Yeah.
these are people who don't joke around.
Right.
They're not jokey people.
Wow.
So it was a little bit more of the same. Now, no concrete proof came out about us having any UAPs or non-human entities, but there were apparently a lot of people that could have spoken that said they didn't want to because they don't believe that this is the kind of stuff that the general public should hear. And so what yesterday's hearing will do in an open door hearing is maybe bring about a closed door hearing where some of these people will actually start talking as long as that information's not released. So that'll be the question. So maybe our politicians get to hear it, but will we find out? And I think that's what the debate is. There are people that still believe that for national security, we shouldn't be releasing this information and letting other governments know what we have. We need to find out what it is in the first place, too, because some of them are suspicious that maybe it could be the Chinese or the Russians or anybody else that has this technology, and we don't want them to know what we know.
Well, I don't think it's that, to be quite honest with you. But I don't want people to get it twisted. I know there's been a lot of reports from the year 2022 to now, or 2020 to now. Keep in mind, there's been sightings since the 40s here that go way back. Mm-hmm. And I brought up Area 51. There are people who said there were bodies that were recovered, alien bodies. And,
wow.
And the government tries to say, oh, those are crash test dummies. We were testing dummies out of airplanes. Crash test dummies came out 4 or 5 years later. They weren't even around then. Mm-hmm. So there's been a track record of lying, Virginia.
They were also a good band, the Crash Test Dummies. I liked them in the day.
Were they a good band?
Terrible.
That's debatable.
Terrible.
That was a big song.
It was. It was
Fight
terrible.
Me.
Yeah, so that was what came out of it. Now, President-elect Trump is saying that he might be willing to release even more footage of UAPs. So that's kind of where we are. We didn't get any concrete proof, but we do have a lot of people with a lot of credibility saying that, yes, we do have aircraft. We do have non-human entity bodies. So don't know if they're alive. I assume they're dead. But that's kind of what came out of yesterday.
What if Trump marched out Elon and Elon unzipped the back of his head and then, wah, 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 he's an alien?
I wouldn't be that surprised.
I would not either.
No, I'd be like, okay.
Everything went back to normal.
All right. Well, what do we do now?
Oh, the Kardashians have a new show on. No one even cares.
Yeah, there you go. We just move on. Yeah.
This is how we do. It's the KBJ Show.